Hello, in this lecture we are going to be creating a billing alarm to monitor our estimated AWS charges. So in this lecture we are going to create an alarm that sends an email message to us when our estimated AWS charges has exceed the amount that we set for the alarm. So that's what we are going to be doing. To create an AWS billing alarm, the first thing you need to do is you need to log in as the root user. You can either log in as the root user or you can give your IAM user access to your billing information. By default, all users in your account, even the administrators, do not have access to your billing information. But to create our alarm in this lecture, we are going to log in as the root user. So make sure you logged in as the root user. That's the first step. The second step is make sure you are in the North Virginia region. So change your region to North Virginia. And the next step is we need to enable billing alerts in our AWS account. To enable billing alert, click on your account name over here. Then you will come down to my billing dashboard. Select that. Then on the left side, let's select billing preference right here. And right here, make sure the receive billing alert is checked. And once you have checked it, press save preferences. And once we've saved that preference, we can move on to the next step, which is creating our billing alarm. So let's go to service. We'll select CloudWatch. And on this page, you'll select billing and select create alarm. We'll give it a name over here. So I'm just going to leave the name as default, but you can change the name. Estimated charges is fine. For the currency, we're going to leave it as US dollars, or you can change it to whatever currency you are working with. For statistic, we'll leave that as maximum, and period, we'll leave that as 6 hours. For the threshold type, and this is saying use the value as a threshold. So that means that whatever value we put here, that's going to be the threshold that is going to trigger our alarm. So if our charges is up to the value we specify here, it is going to trigger our alarm. So that's what we mean by use a value as a threshold. So we are going to be using the value here. So we'll leave it as statistic. And whenever your estimated charges is, so define the alarm condition. So we can select greater or equal to. So whenever our estimated charges is greater or equal to the value we specify here, it is going to trigger the alarm. I'll leave it at greater or equal to. And under define the threshold value, we are going to set an amount, and that value is going to be $10. So what we are saying is whenever our estimated charge is greater or equal to $10 for 6 hours, it is going to trigger the alarm. Then we'll click next. Under the alarm state trigger, we'll leave it in alarm. Then we will come down, select an SNS topic. SNS topic is how you will receive your alerts. So whenever you exceed your charge, that is how AWS is going to alert you. Currently, it is set at selecting an existing SNS topic, and we don't have any. So we will select create new topic, and we can give the topic a name. For the topic name, I'm going to call it my CloudWatch alarm topic. Then under email endpoint, this is the email that we are going to receive our alerts in. So I'm going to enter my email address in here. And once you've entered your email, click create topic, and it has created an SNS topic for you. We can view the SNS topic in the console. So if I select that, it's going to bring me to the SNS topic, and I can select this. And right now you see that it is saying pending confirmation. This is because we have to go into our email and confirm that email. So we are going to do that later on. Let's finish creating our alarms. So I will go back to the CloudWatch management console. Then I'll click next. Give your alarm a name under alarm name. I will call it my estimated charge alarm. Then you can give it a description, but I'm not going to add a description in mine. And I'll click next. So once you're on this page and you've reviewed everything, scroll all the way down and click create alarm. And it has created our alarm. You can see it's still saying pending confirmation. That is because we have to go into our email address and confirm that email that we use for our SNS topic. So now browse to the email that you used to create your SNS topic. I'm going to go into my email and you can see the notification here, and I'm going to select it and I'll click confirm subscription. And there you go, my subscription has been confirmed. Going to close that, and I'll go back to my SNS service. And when I refresh this, you see my SNS topic now is saying confirm. Then I can also go into my alarm and see the state. So I'll refresh in my alarm. There you go. Once I refresh in my alarm, you can see that the state is okay. And whenever our estimated charge in our AWS is equal to or exceed $10, we will get an email alert. So this is how you create a billing alarm in your AWS account. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture.